The CID, that then we go pinpoint would that and would that be there.
So now, as the situation is so, waiting you go look for advice on a party supporters then, with regards to waiting to happen.
Well, I advise and let them maintain the peace, let them obey the law, and let them not get into any provocation where go lead to fighting. We know they initiate fighting now we own ground. This now we own area. Now we get the building. We cannot initiate any fighting. Most of the time now people them now resist and they resist action from without. So therefore, I ask them, let them calm down, and I don't request for a police presence now during the night. And the police don't promise that they bring a static police force who go there for protect the building and the people that were there.
All right, that's the National Secretary General for the All People's Congress, APC Party, Ambassador Usman Fode Yansane, they talk inside an interview day to Mangen Masare, who said it confirmed say some SLPP party supported them yesterday bingo attack them party office, chap and wound 4 APC supported them within now hospital. Well, according to Ambassador Usman Fode Yansane, he say the SLPP National Publicity Secretary, Lahai Lawrence Liman, be na the scene. Well, on the line now, we get Lahai Lawrence Liman. Good morning, Mr. Liman, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, Khadija, and good morning, 98.1.
You listened to the interview of the APC Secretary General, who say he alleged say una party supported them yesterday, be attack their own party office, be the stone, chap and wound 4 APC party supported them, and self you been there na the scene. Wetin be happen yesterday between the alleged SLPP supporter and the APC?
I listened to the Secretary General of the APC and the organizing Secretary of the APC, Paramokaba, this morning, both na 98.1 and also AYV. And positions where they don't come up with, even though the APC Secretary General really try for give a situation or an account of what they inform them about, but for an organizing secretary like Mokaba, very unfortunate. Yesterday I got a call from, because the Bobowe die, now we all in the grassroots organization, when Mr. YDPC, and largely now one of me or member of them, now the publicity secretary office. So when YD died, yesterday I've been the date when they don't put aside for bear YD. So the organizing secretary called me for like I be part of the funeral ceremony in a party office. But unfortunately the time conflict with a program I've been getting at AYV yesterday by 1:30 when this day. So after that program, me not being able to meet up the program at party office, I just joined them at Kiama Road, outside the funeral service being held. From there we process from the Kiama Road to Ascension Town. So we actually reach Anabenkuka Street opposite APC, or between APC office and Gas High School. So we don't almost like pass. Now by the time we return now, I see disruption in the entire procession. Stone they come from way back all over the place. So I turn for ask what happened and say APC Bobo and the send stone. So even my own vehicle, if my driver really not be operational, my vehicle for don't come under serious damage. So what you myself do immediately alert the director of OSD, since now the nearby police establishment to that particular scene, alert them. But again, I also enter my vehicle and also go drive to the OSD headquarters so that then go swiftly move for put the situation under control. So unfortunately, I not meet the director of OSD, and I cannot talk to any other personnel there. So I whether then get instructions from the callway, I've been called the director of OSD. Some OSD then puts themselves inside motor and drive towards the scene. I actually drive there again for see the situation there under control. It's now stone all over the place, but the police then be able to calm the situation down and able to disperse the crowd and return normalcy. So it was almost after 4, and after that, because they don't go on a cemetery and me no one for day around any scene again, I drive come na house. Why is me in a house now? They recall all over the place. People they tell me say APC they allege on social media say me go take part by violence and stuff. I say, well, another respond to social media explanation. But on the most difficult part now that Sierra Leone, a very communal country. No matter how we disagree, I think when people they mourn or a family bereaved, no matter how we disagree, we can always move towards sympathizing with that mourning family. For like you get people them the mourn or the process for go give a last respect to one of the members we don't die. I think even if we are not like that group of people, but what you wanna need for doing and for sympathize with them. I agree say what happened yesterday by the APC supporters. It is not perhaps to the knowledge of the leadership, and it's an unfortunate situation where me think say then as a responsible party for able for condemn and also admonish and maybe also both I would say both the SLPP and APC because waiting we for don't do even though perhaps the SLPP come under a self-defense principle because they came under attack. But then at least we for don't able for try for manage for able for kill off the situation, which maybe that not be happen. There was that
Mr.
kind of
Lima,
confrontation.
allegation them of SLPP supporter them we were black yesterday, where be they stone the APC party office, beat APC party supporter them, chap them, and wound 4 people where they now in a hospital and video them they all over social media. And self allegation of your personal bodyguard been pulled gun and fire up the air na the APC party office.
Now the most unfortunate part that, and me no read the allegation from the Secretary General account, though I listen right through. If I read that from him, then I could have responded to an allegation of saying me personal bodyguard pulled weapon for fire. Aside the fact, say, me a minister, I have served the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces as an officer. And I clearly understand the conduct regarding operations, even though I am not an officer anymore. So whichever bodyguard will do to me, besides the own training we then give them, I personally watch them conduct and also we give them instruction, guidance in terms of how they operate because my own name come into account when it comes to the operation. The unfortunate part now, the fact say you get people they mourn, they go pay respect to the last respect to their own person. And then you get for alleged say then people and they get caught last and attack APC party office in which even the death of the person where they go bear not get any connection with APC. That is the unfortunate part and lack of leadership failure if that is the allegation coming from the APC. Because I did not hear that particular account from the Secretary General in an interview this morning. But if that is an allegation coming from the APC, that is unfortunate and it's a leadership failure, and all I can say, this is a country of law, and that kind of act of lawlessness and indiscipline must be put under control by the leadership of the APC. Because
again, during the chaos, video them will come out. One pandemic show clearly you official vehicle where we they use as Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs been there during the term where the chaos be happen between Anabenka Coca Street and the APC party office. Your vehicle been there na the presence of that particular situation there.
The situation here is another denying the fact say I was not at the scene. I think I tell you say now one person about them will die. And if they die, if one person die, I'm a national officer of the party. Of course, I'm a politician. I join the procession for go pay the last respect to the young man who died. And therefore I've been there in that scene and I really witnessed all what happened. And it was really peaceful when we processed from Kihama Road to APC office. And just after APC office, in fact, we didn't pass. Me, Jimmy Songa, the Minister of Youth, Deputy Minister of Youth, the women's leader, when Fatma Sawane, they immediately after the St. Edward's ban. We don't pass almost where we turn now and see stone all over the place, and there was
Mr.
complete
Lima
disruption.
Is like you they give two different explanation them. Earlier you say you not go deny, say you know they not the scene, but now you they say you be don't pass, you be don't already there by the FSSG
you they misinform the public, or you know they understand me, or you get a set perception. And if you they listen to my account and want the public to understand my account, that'll be fine. You tell me say there is an allegation say me security being pulled gun and fire. I tell you, say, I know you read that from the account of the Secretary General because I listen now. If that kind of account being come from the Secretary General, then I get response to that. And I don't tell you, say, When I come out AYV, I join the funeral service na Kinhama Road, and we process up to APC office when the APC youth put the SLPP mourners under attack and therefore disrupt the whole procession. That I tell you, I not give any different account of voting. So have an open mind to my account and let the public understand. And at the same time, I call on the APC leadership to condemn the unfortunate and violent attack of the supporters against SLPP members. And I talk to you, there are 8 injured SLPP supporters who in a hospital, or we go to hospital yesterday for medical paper. I think I don't say this, that it might not be under the control or direction of the APC leadership. But as a responsible leadership, what they should have done was to condemn the unfortunate act of the supporters and make sure that they apologize to the public for disrupting the peace of peaceful citizens yesterday by the unfortunate actions of their own supporters. I think that's what a responsible leadership does. Not to for try for beginning.
Say SLPP party supporter themselves been there na the scene. Unfortunate. You can confirm if Unayon party supporter them be there or not just the APC party supporter them.
Well, Khadija, honestly, I sometimes it's okay. Let me just talk because now public I talk to. I don't tell you say people they go for go bear and they were processing and SLPP person die and you asking if I can confirm say SLPP supporters them be did it. Now SLPP youth chairman die and then they go for go bear and you expect SLPP for the day or they not for the day? You answer that question for me, please.
Of the violence I ask you about, Liman.
They tell you say the people they go for go mourn and then come under attack by APC supporters. For any reason, if somebody they send stone at you, you get for act self-defense. Me, what me do as a responsible leader, what me do, I call the director of OSD immediately because now the immediate police establishment that would be very close to that scene of crime yesterday.
All right, thank you very much. Lahai Lawrence Lima, National Publicity Secretary for the Salon People's Party. If they deny allegation them inside that interview day, where the APC Party Secretary General be make inside one interview where we do it and say some SLPP party supporter them being stoned in party office who said they wound 4 people them within now hospital.
Salon they continue. Not forget for sending message or comment to the number 077 981 981 and still with winner the studio. We get with studio guests them, and before we go for that break and issue day, we will talk to the political economist and business consultant. We will analyze the present situation of the country in livelihood, and I will come back to you, Cyril Django. We will talk. You mentioned about consistent policy. What really that mean? Because looking at the ministry already, then get existing policy where they go tell you say now in they work with. In which angle will you come out where you talk about consistency policy?
What I mean is that the rate at which fuel is scarce, it don't common. The impact of fuel on the economy is massive. So the rate at which this fuel price and fuel is scarce, it affects people's lives. Now, consistent policy means if we're not able to address this issue, because already we hear the minister say, and get a habit for consult every sector them before they go into policy. So, what has been the impact? Because we, as citizens and buyers and sellers, we no get power for make fuel day. It is in the hands of the government. And I already say the World Bank, they set the whole case, with the World Bank. So there has been no consistent policy since November last year. Let's be very recent now. Let not begin go off too many years back. Let's say last year, November, there has been issue of fuel scarce. And we don't hear people don't want to say December it will be worse off. It postponed small bits. Just after the already said come back. Now, we not see effective, consistent policy for see how this thing will stop. Because the more it continue, the impact on lives is massive. One of it is that price. So people yourself know that in this very country, 100 leons change not again, neither 500. So if they lead for where the money at price, it jump to 1,000. If not, they have retail buy them with the buy. The man when they sell them on a big thing and them cement, it they add 4,000-5,000. Now, if not buy units, you they buy. You can imagine with price of fuel don't go up, and people determine their own price at 1,000 and 5,000 rates. it unbog people the ability for spend and earn. And you have know this country here. Salary is always stagnant. Always. And if fuel price they go up, 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 your value of your salary they be meaningless, leading to much more frustration. And the kind you be asking, Khadija, it leads also to political play games where one side would condemn the other side would defend the indefensible. So we expect the minister to tell me what is this consistent policy he has in place for ensure say this didn't happen again, because it is a key driver. If you look at the IMF report, yesterday they launched a very powerful document on diversification. They say, after all waiting, they don't write. They say the key thing is to stabilize the economy, which means the key thing is to stabilize your inflation exchange rate. In fact, let me tell you, no other thing. Don't tell me anything. The only thing you could do to have a strong economy is when you stabilize your loan insofar as it concerns buying from the outside world.
Okay.
Continue for the within the program, Cyril Django. Quickly, now come to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Sandy. You don't listen to the political economist and self business consultant. They don't make your analysis, especially on some of the things them where it feels say on as a government for able for sustain the fuel price and let people stop for a crisis stay. And make mention of consultation with the Ministry of Finance, because for any time the loans depreciate, they affect the price, the pump price of the fuel, because the dealer and they use foreign currency for buy. How you don't try for talk to the Minister of Finance for ensure say on a try for maybe stabilize the exchange rate?
Well, of course, they're in constant touch. Government they speak to each other, and we don't do a lot of things. We don't really help for over the last 1 or so month make the exchange rate look a little more stable. Actually, factors then way they make the foreign exchange shift. No, really they under my control. The Bank of Sierra Leone, and they determine how the exchange rate they perform. But by and large, when the consumers of that kind, in fact, they make sure say we try to work very very closely with the bank and see what we were able to do for put under control. You see what happen. There are a couple of regulations where the bank come out with for CSA, then try for work for stabilize the exchange rate. But waiting, I want to make me brother and self understand that when it comes to fuel, especially we continue to produce fuel, we not get a refinery. Certain variables, then they will even get on the pricing formula where they completely out of control. Like for instance, the black price, and of course the shipment, all the internet then cost and they out of control. Now that make the Ministry of Trade they work very very closely. Certain things in the way I get at the tell now way I don't do, we try for make sure say we able to stabilize the price of fuel in the country. Each time we bring come fuel in this country, depending on the volume where they come with, that's what they cost it. You choose for come with small volume, now more you pay. If you choose for come with big volume, comparatively the cost could be less per unit of the product. So what we try for do now for try for make sure say we get more private sector investment in storage tanks.
The rumor for say increase the candy on fuel, not to even before the festive season, and I understand the negotiation be done day between una as a government and the dealer them for see if una go able for do other means rather than increasing the pump price. And now you just confirm this morning it's a slight increase get for day.
The engagements are gone.
Looking at some of the concern them from the ordinary citizens, them way it camper, cost of living, the way people and they get money, you think say it timely for let increase day now on the pump price?
Well, the engagements are gone. Khadija, take a look at what's in the happen at the other countries within the sub-region. Sierra Leone don't do very very well. We they try very very hard to make sure say we able to get the products them at a price with far more affordable than any other part with any other country they're close to it. I just don't give you example of what happened at Guinea. I don't give you the price now. Ghana, Ghana, as I speak, the fuel price there above 9,000 yuan equivalents. The level way the public will afford them.
Okay, continue for the week with Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Edward Ingas, and inside the program now, we will go for a break.
GhanaSongs.org. They causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look in block them with them beat for them, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen. Me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want your concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and inside the program now we look at one of the headlines to read them. Inside the first delivery of closing address and the Commission of Inquiry before Justice Bankole Thompson, the lead state counsel lawyer Robert Kowado make recommendation to Justice Bankole Thompson say if I recommend for put ban pa first time President Koromano for all public office because he say it be mixed pan corruption where he be serve as president. Usman Kamara gets more and gonna report.
Tuesday, January 14, 2020, Justice Bankole Thompson at the Commission of Inquiry room number 2 don't start for look inside the delivery of closing address. Inside the first day of this address, the commission will start with former President Ernest Bai Koroma in case. For sake of this, the lawyer for the state, Robert Kowa, say inside the investigation where the commission do, plenty property day where they suspect saying a former President Ernest Bai Koroma in property there.
My Lord, it is further submitted that there are certain assets which were suspected to be owned by the former president, albeit in the name of some strange and unidentified individuals. These are property at Bangbaila Hill Station, property at Bluebell Drive, Oxford Road, property at Jeremiah Drive, Regent, and property known as Buya Hotel, Putloko District. My Lord, nobody appeared before this commission to lay claims to those properties, despite public notices published.
Lawyer Robert Kowa continue say, because nobody no can for show documents, government get for seize all them property here.
Where there are no owners of any property found within the jurisdiction of Sierra Leone.
And that's what is it a legal submission, in fact?
It is a legal submission. That is the position of the law.
Slowly now, be very careful and give it to me. Owners of property found
in Sierra Leone, and in this case, subject of investigation.
Subject of investigation.
State becomes the owner. In the alternative, my Lord.
In the alternative, yes.
This property can be recommended to be seized for the purpose of eventual confiscation. For the purpose of eventual confiscation.
Because of all that, lawyer Robert Kowambi make recommendation them to Justice Bankole Thompson for put ban by former President Ernest Bai Koroma, not for all public office because he say it be mixed pan corruption during the term where he serve as president.
I rely on Section 4 of Constitutional Instrument Number 65 of 2008. D
is it?
Yes, my Lord. Yeah. Roman figure, my Lord, 1, 2, and 3 of confiscation of these properties. And therefore, my Lord, I submit that it is my further submission. The wealth of the former president were unlawfully and corruptly acquired. I also submit, my Lord, that another adequate remedy for the people of this country, or that may save the people of this country, is for a ban on the former president from holding public office indefinitely, my lord.
We immediately respond to the State Council for sake we is them for put ban per former President Anes by Kroma. The lawyer for former President Anes by Kroma, lawyer Joseph Jira Kamara say the state for show documents say former President Anes by Kroma be mixed pan corruption.
It is our submission, my lord, that as judicial officers to use the judicial process to settle political scores. And my lord, we implore you that the experience that you have and the wisdom of the Lord that is beset in your bosom, you will accordingly apply justice. Two simple questions to address, which the prosecution has failed to prove before this commission. Did the former president, Dr. Anes Barry Kroma, maintain a standard of life above that which is commensurate to his official emoluments? It is a submission, my lord, that the prosecution did not lead an iota of evidence to suggest before this commission what specific standard of life for a president of the republic.
Lawyer Joseph Jira Kamara end up say no law not the way they show our former presidents then for live their life. And lawyer Joseph Jira Kamara go continue with in submission Wednesday, January 15 this year. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the reports.
We continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As we continue for look at the fuel and diesel crisis, where they Nafriton now. We reported them, Elizabeth Bla and Cherno Jallo, been go work on a different parts them. Nafriton, Osai, then talk to driver and passenger them, but waiting then think, but diesel way people say, no they now some gas station them.
Problem serious so because right now they don't hide the fuel. Ordinary diesel when I don't see myself for the say the passenger they go there and so count them alarmly. Then diesel all day. We say the passenger there, you can't alarmly they miss passenger there. Yeah. You gonna right now if you want fuel safe right now, you want always send here. No filling station all day where they sell fuel. You understand? Pass you go eastern back where you go there. It is so good say.
Now the fuel, you don't go up the butter. They get an 250. You don't go filling station na Jebu. They get a 250. You know they for no money you walk. You don't understand eh? So if you say where they go buy that Jebu that 250 back, you must keep small money that say 15,000 before they sell you. If you appear, they sell you. You understand eh? So it's not easy. So who say for go buy and there? Who say for you go can tell us say 1.5? No. 2,000.
They pay back. They pay excess. You understand? They pay excess price. The job woman they say where you go sell, we say where you go sell you 1 basa. They say about 250. You understand? And the kids in no more make guys now people the strain and so far.
20, let me say 175,000 for the 5 bata. So at least if driver go buy Jebu 200, 250, he said 2,000. After that the passenger said for sacrifice the 5 block. Yes. It's not to government so. But we they take us for them come for an interest to all the bit. If you want go, you can sacrifice 500. No mean nothing.
Oh, like morning 10 now. Like where the school bus 10 now, no they for the government school picking there. So right now all the choke or transport. No kids really. Yeah. From Lumley I for go lodge, sometimes 2 sometimes 5,000.
75 when I be regular government price. Now you go get Jebu 250, 200, 220. So in order to fill it stays on a black market.
No, on a black market.
Yesterday I forget to buy fuel at home and who did that then Calbato end I want to filling station I will get down yonder. So this morning I grab to make a buy fuel so that we can walk on at home. They say fuel no day. I say, now I say, me they say na diesel line shorting. They say diesel no day, fuel safe no day. They say if you want fuel, pass a join me company, all 2 line within a line. I say what? This is no look fair. Now the man say well, if me the control and a business center, in fact, you know they sell GUI again. If ever they reach to me, for make I able get fuel, if on all back get fuel back, they say they sell give person past 2 liter. Now 2 liter fuel, now they sell GUI. Oh well, me no go say I go raise price for that day. What you know, now the time no more, we them born to me no more. Now what they call me.
Alright, that's na voices of driver them na different parts them na Freetown. We be they talk to Elizabeth Blah and Chino Jallo inside the interview then day, but the fuel crisis with they now na Freetown. Well, quickly, we they take this short music break. We they come and continue with the program. Good morning, Salon.
When you dey first na the dark, then say let them see make it back. Na few days the people go fack. The people not getting for it. Them busy no more they back. Pakistan where they go. Before you they wonder what you want say. Turn and look all around. Them family. I don't know how they see the bill. I don't know how they see the chill. I don't know how they see the green bill. Now they cruise them fine will win. I don't know how they see the stunts still for it. We know they not count. I don't know how they see the green paper. I don't know how they come the green paper. And them born December 25. See them they celebrate. The people they money. Life so good. Hey, come and they suffer. I be the one now what you do it, but now it no matter. See the full man don't see send a cool story. Now we been say we want for, but this is the more now. We just stay now like fishes out to attack. Some of we swim off and pull water, but the poor one then they suffer. We just they go behind the more and more where the one no one they go faster. Even though they see the evil, them say they no hear no evil. All things stand still, no movements. I swear this now rebel still there. Bondo balai, the country don't broke no more. Still there, Bondo balai. Coco bear with the dio. Coco bear them just can't defend.
Alright, that na song title Coco Bear where Emma Simbokari do for we na the program Good Morning Salon. We they come back na studio and we they talk to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Edward Hinga Sandy. Dr. Sandy, before you left in the studio, you listened to the voices of various driver them we reported and talk to inside that interview day, and you self you really concerned with the express. We are still there into negotiation with the dealer them for no waiting get for be the new price. How soon, as a Minister of Trade, the public go hear back from you?
Well, right now, waiting we don't do. We don't talk with the dealers. We don't come up to an agreement. The product available now.
Okay.
Diesel dinner, all the stations are now. Yesterday I did with the managing director for National Petroleum, where they carry about 60% of the market share. So meaning they get more stations in the country than any other oil company. Then they try to work very hard to make sure that diesel available at the pumping price we'll get currently. So I mean the inconvenience we come, and I think we deeply regret, and I think we even the president very concerned about. We don't try work very very hard closely with them, because they serve that business and they do, and we try for see what we will do together with them for keep them in the business and make sure say the product available. So by today, I believe say the fuel will be available, and I don't see anything we warrant if the fuel available at the same price today. I think say the Poda drivers, the transport drivers more all understand say we're all Sierra Leoneans, and we they do what they do for make profit, but yet still we also they do them for make life better for we company Sierra Leone then. Because one way or the other, we all get fumbled them way they consume way to they produce, whether in a service or goods. So make we try for bring kind of transport costs back down. We'll continue for engage them. We are common I for get a meeting with the Minister of Transport and Aviation. We'll see how we'll bring them together the transport operators and talk to them about which they go on. Because I believe in only through engagement. If we try for make sure say every small thing we try for escalate them and life look difficult. Now for we all life they look difficult for.
Mr. Minister, people only preempt already the price for say the fuel pump price go hike to 10,000. In anything like that saying it for happen?
An office saying go reach 10,000. An office I mean you're not gonna ever get
So wait till they negotiate for?
Well, I'm not going to disclose that right now because the negotiation's still there on. I mean, it's very premature for make I can state anything now. We will not really done reach at any conclusion.
But most time people in preemption I can come to reality.
No, but
if you look at back at fuel price we don't go up.
Fail.
Waiting people can on the rumor say they be now so it can lead to
no, well this time that preemption will go for fail.
Okay.
Because I mean looking at all the variables, Mr. Sabin don't become the fuel expert calculator now. So looking at all which I don't see, an officer will go to 10,000. Not possible.
From the response then so far during una negotiation with the dealer them, una think say they willing for the una as a government with the dealer they una be una able for meet halfway in terms of price where the people themselves you know go affect them too much.
We look at the pricing formula, and I believe say we all committed to them. The dealers then committed to them. We committed to them. We care about waiting they happen to the public, and we make sure say waiting is supposed to be as we get for be. But I'll make people then know the one them where they sell the fuel, make them continue for sell the fuel, because even the license we then get for sell fuel, we get condition they say if you hold the fuel like crime and punishable. So make them not take advantage of anything. We don't talk with the OMCs and they don't make the product available. So I believe say all man for able to sell under this condition. Yeah. And I also talk to the transporters. We all are Sierra Leoneans. One way or the other, anything will happen, we born we all will get for affect it will be affected. So do and big at the big. Make sure say we handle this thing here in a way we'll go through and not will get much impact on the lives of the people.
Okay, before you left, we quickly inside the program we take message and we don't come for you. And this first one they say, can the minister please also compare the wages in those countries that is mentioned that fuel are still expensive?
This one they say if the fuel crisis will forever continue unattended if we have NP and Leonco coming in to monopolize.
This other one they say why do we always like to follow the global rise and not find a stable situation? Though the minister is saying other countries feel expensive, but you have to look at the economic trend of those countries and that of Sierra Leone.
This one they say the Ministry of Trade really need to address this fuel issue. It's a cause of alarm. It come out from German cat.
This one saying negotiating for an oil refinery, is it a private initiative or government initiative? King Dennis na in the ask that question there.
Concern say cement no day and the all day safe the price just go up rapidly.
Well, I can start with the comments on first. Government did do business in the first place. Business now for make sure say we create the enabling environment for business people them for able to come with within the company and can sell in the interest of public. We also like the make sure say we try to bring more Sierra Leoneans into business. And you see when we talk even about investment, we focus more, although I look at within will come out from other countries, but me focus more now on within they happen with Sierra Leoneans and within business. That make you see the local content we work on them very, very hard for make sure so we're able push them business people them the small and medium enterprise interventions we don't plan for able shift the one way they're doing business from one level to the other. Now all indication of the preparedness of this government for make sure say we able push Sierra Leonean businesses go forward. The Made in Sierra Leone thing through way with deeper. I mean we've been get fair for Made in Sierra Leone. We see so many talented Sierra Leoneans we they into production at small scale, and we try to make sure say we give them the support and we're able make them able partner with other foreign investors for make them push their own businesses and go before. So all that thing and they go on, and I believe say what we need to do the Chamber of Commerce with we they work very closely for see how we able strengthen the other smaller chambers, the chambers of manufacturers, the chambers of importers, the chambers of exporters, etc., etc. And the Continental Free Trade Agreement will don't go into effect for start by July 2020. Now, all indication of how committed the country, the government, they for make sure so we create opportunities for local producers for also able to sell in other African countries. So, looking at all of them, and you really see say a lot of things that we don't put in motion, and I believe say as then they get to friction by the time they get to the point where the benefit will reflect on the economy, we'll all see what things will be in the economy. So by and large, I advise the one that they're out there where they sell the petroleum products, need not for make we put anything on top of the petroleum product, more make it available, pump until you tank go dry. but the OMC don't assure me say the product will be available. With the cement, I would just rub this more. I don't call the importers and the manufacturers of cement to a meeting. I even get an engagement with them also when the Committee on Trade and Parliament call we all to a meeting. We don't weigh the challenges them we then get. Leosem, for instance, being get issue with some operational issues we get for do with them production, but I don't pile the pressure with them. I don't talk to them. Now they don't pick them production, and I believe say more and more. And we get with trade monitors. Mr. Segbe, if not we call me now, something TDR for don't do now one of them factories and they for make sure say then get within the people they need and then get them at that same price before.
How about the issue of iron rod?
All of that now we try for do. I mean, I know we can discuss all which I don't put together for make sure say not only the price, the quality of the products, and also they of a standard way go make problem not happen with people then where they use them and they all them and they don't pile them up very, very well. And I believe say going into the future, the business community will able to do business, we will satisfy them because then we will make some profit. But as well the public will buy the goods, we will get satisfaction from waiting and they do.
Affordability good day for the public?
Well, now this now we work on, and we make sure say as government we come up with the policies, and we from time to time, me and a person we like engagement. From time to time I would engage NRA. So that all will see them looking at what they come up with and see what we do. Look like what happen. The corporate tax come down from 20% to 10%. They one and they all are good signals of waiting government to think for help the business community for really create the environment we're going to make them thrive. Okay. So we get a number of other things and we're going to look at as time to go. Quickly. And I believe say the aim now for make sure say things work for the business people and the public.
Quickly, let's come now to Mr. Cyril, we political economist at the studio this morning, listening to all the things them with the Minister of Trade don't say, accept, say yes, challenges them day, but it gets in your own strategy them where it put in place as a minister for ensure say able to stabilize, especially the pump price on fuel and safe the cement, it all negotiation with the importer them for make sure say the price they reduce can come back. You now a political economist. You think say all them strategy there with the minister say it gets they're achievable?
Well, yes, they're achievable. I would say the minister don't try, you know, to explain the efforts them. But you know, in politics, you get for instance, your policy reflects in the economy, and when it reflects fine, it produce results. The minister will say, okay, cement price don't go up, and he say in on talk to the people them. One of them gets issue with operations, but you know not talk no more. Are they not affected by perhaps the dollar price going up, the deflation? Perhaps are they theft of them things them, and even are they not affected by some other factors? So talking to them is one thing, but knowing their problems and be fair enough for tell say this is the problem within the face is good enough. Because for me, which you don't see about all promises, you know, the issue about fuel, you again say you don't talk to the fuel dealers them for make the thing available. But that's this thing tricky, you know. Now, them for raise price, and so you don't see. You don't lead, the minister don't create panic buying in the first place now. So there will be panic buying because it don't say the raise price. But that dealers are forced to continue to sell based on the low way it quotes at the current price, which means they could be going into extra losses which they may not recover. So that's a major problem.
I disagree with
How
that.
can you allow them to
I would disagree with that because what I try to say here, we have got into an agreement and it's concrete. The product is available. If you go choose for panic buy, now you know which side you go keep them. The product available and available enough for make everybody know say in there.
So line no go na any station.
Line no get for dinner any station, and that not the thing we and the OMCs and don't agree on.
So how about the panic when
Especially for cement and iron ore.
That's the first thing we engage them on. We don't take a look at all the challenges when they go through. And we're not just taking a look at it. Like I tell you, government, they talk to each other. So every department of government where they affect the people in operations, we then don't mention to we don't engage them. And we'll try for continue for talk to them, for come up with something we're going to make the environment look good for
Mr. Minister, this whole
people.
thing, even when you get a conversation with the business people, you will notice that this whole thing centered around the foreign currency. And we all know the measures them where the central bank don't put in place in terms of the kind of money where you for pull at the country, and then business people are so also in loans, then they go buy. So part of the strategy there, so we don't put in place. You don't think, say, you really need for involve the Ministry of Finance or maybe the central bank?
Well, we on research team for every regulation, every new policy we government develop. We look at the impact of the regulations and on business. And when we see say the impact negative, we get back, we talk to each other for try to make the agency or the government department will come up with their regulations, and they know say this is how huge the impact of this policy be. And I want believe saying that engagement is very important, and that language will change things. But honestly, I want to make me because we all been in a college together a very, very long time ago. I'll make you understand one thing, that which they say here not to just talk. It's something I'm following. I know the impact of, because I'm also a citizen of this country. Anytime when anything affect any member of the public, and they equally affect me, in fact, they affect my family. I'm not going to leave any legacy with tomorrow, bye. People then will even judge me by and say, oh no, you're not been to war.
Right.
I think it's an opportunity we all get for me to serve a nation and we'll do it to the best of their ability.
Mr. Django, quickly, the minister don't allow you fear say not to just talk, he follow up on all the policy that way he put together. Going forward, what do you think say then as a government for do as an immediate remedy to all the issues there? So talking about the price that we're not stable in the market, price increase every day where you gonna shop, you go see say this don't go up.
What in government for do? Fantastic question. If you watch we exchange rate business, like I said, probably with people they not can see really well, make them see now. The last year, sometime in October, so where the Leon been rapidly rise, the bank governor released about a small money, $2 million. Almost then go take, almost they buy for the bank, a small amount, very small, not even save about 1 million. The problem with the economy is that we are extremely dependent on the hard dollar itself. People prefer for buy the hard dollar, when in fact there is a SWIFT system we SWIFT they use regularly for put million into the bank and say pay that man out there in dollars for me, because the banks then supposed to hold electronic cash in their hands. NGOs that come in here to help come in with their grants that must be held in the SWIFT system. We have other investors there with the come. Now, people then not seem for no, and I will blame government for that, that you could simply use your loans and force your bank. But there's an issue with the bank now. You know, when you use the SWIFT system, that is a small disincentive. You are paying as much as 3% of the total way you send to the SWIFT system.
But the bank governor will make pronouncements of such for say you will work here, whatever payment should be done in loans. Why you think say with all that pronouncement the challenge still there?
The problem is that the bank governor has made very fantastic policy statements. We see they should keep the money within the banks and the SWIFT e-value currency. Are they doing it? When you go to the bank for transfer cash, they would encourage you to go and buy dollars outside. You have to insist that you want to use the SWIFT system. Why should we insist?
So you think say the problem is still in at the bank?
The problem is that we need the bank governor, that powerful policy if you say that there has to be money within the banks when a SWIFT held. Those monies should be used for settle transactions then. Okay. So your loans could be used for spend and pay something in dollars. Because of course you use your credit card, and a small expenditure for buy through the EBs and the Alibabas. Now, the big cash should be done through the banks, same way the oil companies should not be spending in dollars, they should be paid in leons. And those banks are holding, and I'm sure no bank no deal with the onion. They always get affiliates with neither the old program a hard currency of e-value. They should be